said I'd be here at 7 p.m., I meant roughly. Because, oops, I was late. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart. Got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby, it might seem like a crush. I think that's what that song should be. It should just be... Now, I plugged in my whole pedal board so I could get weirder tonight with you guys, but I forgot to get the power supply for my memory man. I forgot about that, which is a crucial element of my sound, so we'll keep adding stuff. I guess tomorrow night I'll have that. How many of you guys... What up, Corey? How many of you guys... By the way, Corey, if you want to come on in here, come on down. How many people saw my roommate Charles Jones destroy the best Instagram live that's happened this quarantine? I did. It was amazing. But yeah, if you guys, Corey, if you want to come in here, do the thing. I'll find you. And yes, that'll be so fun to catch up with you. If you have a question, press the question mark button and I will answer it so people know what the heck I'm talking about. And I've been thinking about... dirty water. It has hydration powder in it. Shout out to my company that sponsors me. They don't sponsor me. All right, so I will tempt you, Corey. I will. Guys, Corey Harper, an incredible songwriter and singer and guitarist, is here. What are you gonna do about it? Let's find out. So I was thinking, should this be more of a concert thing when we do these? Should this be more of a hang? I'm not sure yet. But I do know that as a performer, I need some sort of outlet like this right now, or else I will go nuts. So I really am grateful to you guys for wanting to even be involved in this mishmash of just hanging out for 45 minutes. I like having friends come in, and then you get like to view a FaceTime between us. I like that. I want to start bringing in my siblings, and I'll have them play a song, and I'll play a song, and we'll kind of do stuff like that. I love the music theory nerd questions, so people who are kind of curious about this stuff can learn. I, for one, watch a lot of astrophysics YouTube videos, whether it's Brian Greene or Neil deGrasse Tyson or old Carl Sagan videos. I watch those things. I don't know all the formulas or any of them, but I enjoy learning. I enjoy watching. So you might be like that. You might want to hear me give a detailed answer via analogy on why a music theory thing might work or might not. Are you going to hear my version of Cry Me a River tonight? Potentially. That's definitely an option. But let's see right now. Okay, Corey is down. All right, Corey, let's bring you in. See you live from Corey's house. Hey, ladies. All right, 3, 2, 1. Corey.
Dude.
What up, dude?
Oh, you connected me without me even, being ready.
Dude, sorry, man. I should have said, hey, you want to come in?
What if I was, totally in the bathroom?
Dude, that would have been even better, because the replay is so good.
What's going on, dude? How are you? I'm actually literally just walking into my little zone right now.
Heck yeah, man. Dude,
how are you?
I see a guitar. Maybe this should be a situation where I show you a song I'm working on, you show me a song.
Yeah, what could we do to keep people entertained?
Dude, well, I wish we could play together.
Do you recognize the guitar, by the way? Do you know
which one is that?
You know it.
Is that the Mayer model?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. My favorite. Oh, dude, by the way, I don't think you've ever seen my setup lately, but this is my zone in here.
Yeah, dude. But you have some analog gear, some outboard gear.
Oh, we got some really, really good shit in here.
Whoa,
it's not mine.
Crazy.
It's so crazy. So the room that I rent, I always feel so guilty about showing people this, but the house that me and my girlfriend Ireland rent. Do you know Michael Schumann by chance? He's a bass player. He's in Queens of the Stone Age band.
Not familiar.
He's a really cool guy. I feel like you guys are similar. Wait, what's that?
I don't know him personally, but I love that band. I know the lead singer a little bit.
Right. So I mean, you never. It's always a toss in the dark. If players know other players. Yes. But so he bought this house and he turned this whole studio into this amazing it's right in my backyard. You walk out in the back. It's kind of a similar setup to your house.
Yes, right.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
We jammed at, and we've hung out in my backyard, which is right there. And
I know, dude.
Or something.
Yeah. And so there's there you can see into there's a whole live room and everything in here.
Woo! Dude.
So he really got it set up, and he just is he's just like, oh, you can just use it whenever, and it doesn't like charge me extra. It's amazing. But anyways, I don't want to ruin this whole live by talking about all.
Dude, the gear stuff, man. I'm pretty sure 95% of my followers are just gear nerds. Because if
I feel like so overwhelmed. I'm like, dang, like I have like people in here probably know more about this stuff than I do. But it's been really cool because I've been able to like teach myself how to use it all. I really just use like this, the 1176 and like the LA2A like clone by Warm Audio.
Yep.
And then the distressor. I use some of the Alltech. These are 864s, which are like crazy. Or these actually aren't by Alltech. They're by a company I'm not familiar with. But this Alltech compressor is really cool. Oh, obviously these guys are amazing. I don't really use any of this stuff. This is a Yamaha DB8 from like the 80s. It's a super vintage console. But yeah, it's cool.
You know who would go nuts in this stuff is my friend Tommy King or my friend Chris Rondinella. They are the gear nerds. And my brother.
I love it.
I'm a gear nerd as far as pickups and guitars and pedals and stuff. I wonder if I can even pull this off. I think I can.
Yeah, no, like you said you don't have your memory man.
So it's not working right now.
Oh
I think I've got to plug it in. But
dude, that's like one of my favorite pedals of all time. I just recorded like the EP I just recorded in Oregon. I use that on every song that there's an electric guitar. I definitely used it.
Heck yeah, it's the best.
It's such a like iconic and like vintage and for lack of a better word, like familiar sound,
Totally, and it has all this air and presence. I feel like that's the one thing missing from a lot of the newer pedals is the idea that air or hiss is a bad thing. I don't agree with that. For example, the Pog. Listen to the sound from my amp, and this is Pog on.
Are you playing through your not a Benson? Are you playing through a Benson?
My Sigmund Midnight Special.
Your Sigmund. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it adds a lot of air if you can hear it. Like
I can. Are you playing F major or no?
I was playing E major.
Or E major.
Am I in E flat? I might be in E flat.
Oh shit! I'm in a half step down on my acoustic.
You're in E flat.
I tune it a half step down. Yeah.
But yes, I was in E major. Dude, you know what we could do actually? If one of us had a song that had a drone in it, like just like a low E.
I know it's so hard. I tried doing this actually with. I tried doing like a live Instagram like jam session. It's really hard.
Yep. Dude, do you want to play a song?
How about you teach me something, or we could do something. I don't know.
Dude, do you want to play a song for everyone real quick, like a piece of a song or a song?
Only if you're gonna play Cry Me a River, which
I'll do it.
May or may not.
I will do that. No, now I will do the trade.
I love that, dude. Well, no, I don't want to come on like hijack your live.
No, do it, dude. My sister was on with one of her best friends, Caitlin Tarver, yesterday.
Yeah.
And this is what they did.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's great. I bet you guys want to hear a song, wouldn't you? They probably want to hear.
Oh, by the way, we need to use this opportunity to promote our online music festival. I literally just got done. I recorded I tried for like probably an hour and a half to record it all into like a 1 minute video.
Right.
Like it took me like 48 tries, and I finally got it. So I ended that, and I saw you were live.
You're doing the Uncanceled Music Festival too, right?
Yeah, I'm doing it tomorrow at 5.
Okay, guys. So Corey's gonna do a full. This is like a primer. Corey's gonna do a whole set tomorrow night as part of the same online music festival that I'm doing. So you're tomorrow night on stage at 5 p.m.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, and
like Monday, the links in like your profile or whatever.
In the profile.
Or in my bio.
Okay.
That's good lighting, dude. I got the lighting in here.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I missed you, man. It's been so long since I've seen you. Dude, it's so crazy.
We hung out. We did a show. Corey and I did a show together. And I'm pretty sure. Didn't we do a show together? Yeah.
We've done
2017.
Yeah, we did. We've done like.
El Rey?
Well, we did the only like full show on like both of us on the bill was the El Rey, but we both did. You sat in on my set at the Troubadour. a couple times.
That's right. So
Which is amazing.
Then I went on tour with Johnny Lang where I was opening for him for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So I've been out of town. But now
you've been like every time I look at you, you're like touring all the time, doing a show. You're on the road, like you're like the most on the road person I've ever known about.
I'm trying to stop it because it is destroying my life. So that's why I've been getting back into acting and things that can take place in one sitting. I'm actually thinking about getting a streaming setup to do video game Twitch stuff because I'm a big nerd.
Oh, that's right, dude. I need to like. So you're a Twitch guy, huh?
Yeah. So I've never watched Twitch, but I grew up.
Or I mean, sorry, Switch. You're a Switch guy.
Twitch guy, yes.
Yeah,
so I'm like really obsessed with Mario Tennis and Tetris 99. But
you're probably so fucking filthy, dude. I'm like, I don't have a Switch. I wish I did, but like when I did, when I lived with my roommates, they had a Switch, and I got like I was like, do you play Breath of the Wind?
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I haven't beaten that yet, which is insane. But I have this issue with buying too many games and then not playing them. But it just feels it's like my shop therapy. So I have 71 Switch games on my Switch.
Dude, that's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I might play through stuff. I'm not terrible at games, so I think I'm watchable as a gamer.
I feel like you're probably like absolutely disgustingly good.
Dude, that's where my mom used to say, you're addicted to video games, you can't play them. But I strongly feel that the brain-body connection, hand-eye coordination.
Dude, you're just really good. Like, your hand-eye coordination's crazy. Like, your knowledge of, like, visually, like, I don't know.
By the way, real quick, while we're talking
your synesthesia in your head. Actually, are you a synesthesious person or no?
Yeah. So,
does that make sense? Is that a word?
Yeah, totally. So my bandmate Evan is straight up actually synesthetic. So she'll hear gray and blue and all that.
Oh wow.
I don't have the color, but I have a hard time hearing harmony without having a story attached to it. So, for example,
I see what you mean. That makes sense.
Oh shit! If I hear So if I hear that chord progression, which is a 1 chord to a 3 minor chord, that's like a diatonic normal chord. In general, I feel this like I sense someone leaving a scenario where they were once like part of the family, and the piece of the family has been let go. But maybe it's not a sad thing. But I feel this.
That's amazing, dude.
And then when you look at the chords and the way they're structured, you see C, E, G, and then you see E, G, B. So the C goes down a half step, and the other 2 notes maintain. So it really is like 3 people, and then one person, something diminishes them. They get sick, they leave, they're sad, whatever it is. So those sort of things happen for me.
You're sick, dude. You're sick.
But not colors. Dude, I want to hear a song.
You're absolutely sick, dude. You need help. No,
well, you know,
you're really so amazing, bro. That's like incredible. That's like it's just crazy how you can come up with something like that with like 3 chords. But I know what you mean, but I don't. I can understand a piece of that.
You know who else blows my mind? A couple years ago, you were playing Troubadour. You said, "Come sit in," and Dylan Day was playing with you. And you were like, "Dude,
the best."
So he's insane. He's so good.
How great is Dylan, man?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, dude. He's probably like, I think probably some of the one of the most influential guitar players I've ever met.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
including yourself, as like has to be in like the top 3 most influential guitar players I've ever met in my life.
You know it. Well, I'm excited about hearing a song from you. So if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, dude, I would absolutely love to.
All right, cool.
All right, this song's called Blind. I wasn't planning on playing today, so if this goes bad, then... But for you, Zane, anything. All right. Yeah, this song's called Blind. We're stuck in this again. What I gave to be hit by the wind from the air that you breathe in. Taking off when you land. Different sides of the street that don't meet while we stop and we start again. Stop stop and restart again. You know I have no one else to call. And the closer I get to getting over it, the further I fall. Cause we're stuck in different time zones. Are you answering the same phone? It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I won't go blind. Do you wonder where the time goes when we're running from the same ghost? It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I won't go blind. Is there ever any chance that the stars that align crashed and died, and I try to burn again? Cause every moment has to end. Can lightning strike twice and remind us of something we used to have? Oh, can we go back? Oh, no, you know I have no one else to call. And the closer I get to getting away, the further I fall. So we're stuck in different time zones. Are you answering the same phone? It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I won't go blind. Do you wonder where the time goes when we're running from the same ghost? It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I'll go blind. So we're stuck in different time zones. Are you answering the same phone? It's like I'm loving with eyes closed. Guess I'll go blind. Do you wonder where the time goes when we're running from the same ghost? It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I'll go blind. It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I'll go blind. It's like I'm loving you with eyes closed. Guess I'll go blind. This for you.
Oh yeah, baby, you better record that.
Oh,
Dude, what?
I reminded that.
I haven't heard that song before. I
know it's off my last record, but
dude, what
that's
a great
sweet.
song, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you.
Dude, all right, this is like a songwriter circle. You ready for this, baby?
Come on, give it to me, dude.
I told
Give it
you
to
I'd
me.
do this if you did a song for me. Guys, please give some love to Corey. His name is Corey Harper.
Thanks for letting me do that, man. Thanks for that's awesome.
And go see it. I'll be watching live tomorrow night, 5 p.m. on stage. I really will be.
You better, dude. You better tip me some coins, bro.
I'm tipping you some coins, dude, like Game Girl style. All right,
I'm excited for this, dude.
Now I don't.
Wait. What color do you want, dude? What color do you want for this set?
Oh,
Do you want flash? You want the flash?
Dude, please flash! Oh my gosh! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Actually, no, we'll get a mood going.
Oh, my fingernail might be a little chipped, so we'll see how this sounds.
Oh, dude, no excuses, Zane. Come on.
All right, ready?
No excuses. Yes, dude. I'm ready.
say you're lonely. You cry the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I cry a river over you. Now you say you're sorry for being so untrue. Well, you can cry me a river, cry me a river. I'll cry a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. You never shed a tear. Remember, I remember all that you said. You told me love was to oblivion. Told me you were through with me. Now you say love me. Well, just to prove you do. Go on and cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. You never shed a tear. I remember all that you said. You told me love was to believe. You told me you were with me. You say you love me. Well, just to prove, go on and cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you. I cried a river over you. I cried a river over you.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Yes.
my man.
Dude, you want to know, like, the the greatest thing about you is like not only are you an amazing vocalist and amazing guitar player, but you play with you play in tempo, like so in tempo, like it's so cool, like hearing your foot, like you can hear the foot tap because you're always keeping it so in tempo. Oh,
you
dude,
know what,
it's so
though?
good.
So I'm working in this.
I love that so much. That's amazing, man.
Thanks
I love that song.
Thanks for doing this thing. So I'm in a musical right now, and in the musical, they wanted me to play a little bit of the guitar because it makes sense for the storyline. So
right. Wait, so you're on the musical theater performance of
Hair.
Hair. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I wasn't sure if it was that or another one because you've been involved in so many stage performances, but that's so cool, man.
So in that show, I'm playing a little bit of guitar, and the music director was like, "I know that in your shows you tap your feet, but like we can't have that because it's in a small room."
Oh, dude, interesting. Interesting. So you're like really trying to get rid of that.
Do you know why I do that? So when I was a kid in high school and I was really into nerdy jazz, like up tempo weird stuff, I'd sit here and just be like,
yeah.
Sorry, turn this on. I'd be like,
right, and just
like I try to just like
throw yourself off.
The chord note, so I can do triplets over it, or subdivisions of 5, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I somehow got to get rid of that. But dude, thank you for stopping in, dude.
Oh, you're so welcome, man. Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to see you. I wish we could wish we could all. I mean, everyone wishes they could all hang and be with other people, but like this is the best it's going to be for.
Right.
Hopefully not too much longer, but dude, it's such an honor to see you and hang with you virtually.
Dude, so great, man. I'm such a fan of your songwriting and your singing. And also, you kept doing that. You kept doing the first inversion-y thing off beat, but keeping perfect rhythm while singing.
Oh, you mean the that thing?
Yeah, I'm a fan of moments like that, like little candy moments, ear candy.
Dude, it's all you, man.
Dude, so
all you. I'm inspired by you every day.
Dude, that's so nice of you to say, man.
Absolutely.
The past couple of years, I've been on tour with Johnny Lang, pretty much mostly with him. And I forget sometimes there's another world out there because when you're on one bus and you're doing those songs, and it was such an incredible
I know how it is, dude, for sure.
But I forget, like, oh, wait, let's jam. Oh, wait, let's write. So I'm really happy to be back down. I hope we can start getting back into hanging out with people in the next month. I hope so, man.
Yeah, I know, me too. But, yeah, I mean, it's been so cool to see how people have evolved into their, virtual, personalities.
Right.
But it's also cool to, also be outside of the whole, Instagram, social media world. But it's also that's where everyone is right now. That's where we all are existing. So it's cool to do stuff like this, which, actually, you don't even live that far from me. I was going to say, we'd have to drive so far. But, I live in Van Nuys, and you live, right down the way.
Basically, man, I'm in the valley. I'm
me too.
In a pocket where you can't tell where it is.
Yeah, I won't say exactly where my street is, but right in Van Nuys.
I'll live on Hazelton. No, okay, I don't live on Hazelton.
I literally, basically do live on his.
Yeah.
In Burbank.
Dude, awesome, man.
Dude, you're the greatest. Continue. I'm gonna keep watching you because I'm just such a big fan. So,
dude, come on. I'll watch your show tomorrow. My girlfriend and I, we have it queued up. We're gonna watch your show.
Dude. I hope you guys are doing well and staying healthy and continue with your live.
And I don't know Ireland, but I know you guys have been together a long time. And
you guys have to meet.
Well, that'll be one of these days, but send whoever I know in your life, your family, my love, please.
I will, dude. They're all watching right now because they're all big fans as well, so they're so excited.
Man. All right, dude. Well, I'll talk to you soon, Corey.
Bye, Zane. Thanks for letting me play a song, dude. You're the best.
Thank you, man. So brilliant. See you,
Later,
Corey. Dude, man, we got so many insanely talented people in this city. My Lord. Isn't it weird how now that there's a pandemic and crazy stuff going on, the idea of what it means to be in competition, like markets, are you a James Bay type or are you an Ed Sheeran type? And who's winning and who sold the most records? And isn't it nice to remember that it's seriously not about that? I love how the financial world has been turned so upside down the past couple weeks that we're realizing, essential people are people who take out our garbage and provide groceries. And in some ways, artists, I hope, to a degree. But this idea of the middleman and the financial BS stuff, it's just interesting to see. I'm not making a very good point right now. My point is I like that artists get to connect with brotherhood and sisterhood and familial feelings. I really love that. Now I see that there have been some questions that have popped up, and part of the fun here is when I get some nerdy theory questions, I always put those up. Okay, what is my songwriting process like? Okay, Laura Romamo says, or rather asks, what's my songwriting process like? The reason why I pulled this up is because there's actually a music theory answer in here. So if I'm stuck songwriting-wise, I do a very simple trick. Now, not all of you will know the beginning part of this trick, so let me quickly explain it. So there's this whole concept that I talk about all the time on Lives and in every lesson I teach, and that's the concept of diatonic harmony. What up, Jean-Marie? Good to see you, man. What's up, dude? We're about to get into some music theory nerd stuff, so feel free to leave or stick around if you're into some nerdy stuff. So, diatonic harmony, all it is an organization tool to help us understand what we're hearing. So when we see stuff, we see, the color silver, and we see the color bronze, right? We see those colors, and in general, we see, there are primary colors, but we also see, turquoise and blue and purple, and these are ideas. But something between turquoise and blue is sort of undetermined, like it's kind of a turquoisey blue, and we create these names, but essentially the spectrum of chroma is infinite, right? So with diatonic harmony, we take these chromatic notes, musical notes, there are 12 in Western music, and we organize them. And once we've organized them, we usually have 7-note scales. Almost all of the music you love comes from one of those 12 major scales. There are 12 keys, right? So there are 12 major scales. Almost every song you've ever loved takes place in a major key, or it's relative minor. Very few songs take place in a melodic minor mode. Maybe you're into Sun Ra and you want to hear Brainsville. Sure, that's kind of in a melodic minor mode, so that might be a little different, but most songs are in major or minor keys, right? So, if we know that, we can use that when we're getting stuck in songwriting. So, if I'm playing a song in C major, right? Well, there are 7 notes in C major. They're represented with these white keys. Those are the 7 notes. The other 5 are the accidentals. So we're not going to use those. Of the 12 notes, we're using 7. We're getting rid of the 5. We're using the 7 white notes. Okay, fantastic. If I have a song that has chords that are generated by that key signature, by the key of C, for example, C major to A minor to F to C. If that's my song, DJ Khaled, this DJ Khaled uses this trick all the time. Anyway, when you're playing in a song that's in a major key, which will almost always be major or minor key, same difference, which, whatever. If you ever want to take a private lesson, we'd go over why that is. So, just sing melody notes from that major key. So, point is, if my chords are C major to A minor to D minor, watch this. I'm going to sing one of the 7 notes from C major, and it's going to work on all 3 of those chords, because those 3 chords come from C major. So any note I pair from the C major scale is going to work over those chords. It might sound a little bit tense, but it will work. Watch. Here's C. Here's D. D. Here's E. Here's F. Tense, the first 2 chords, very Radiohead, and then it felt nice on the D minor chord, because the D minor chord has an F in it. Here's G. Here's E. A. I should have started too high. This key's a little high, but I'll do it anyway. So far, I'm 6 for 6. All of those notes worked over all 3 of those chords. Why? I'm just singing notes from the key of C major. If I sing A flat, that's one of the 5 notes we don't want to address, right? We want to only use the notes from the key we're in. Here's A, B, B. It works. And then here's C. Great. So if I'm stuck when I'm writing a song, I literally close my eyes and I point like I throw a dart at the board. If my board, I'm just trying to create this analogy. If my board only has C major notes, I'm going to hit a right note. It might be tense, it might be unique, but it will work. It will pair nicely. It's like if I said to you, hey man, here's some red wine, here's some beef, here's some broccoli, here's some Brussels sprouts. They all pair nicely. It's a good meal. But if someday I'm like, oh, here's a Sour Patch Kid, you'd be like, it doesn't pair well. Those are the accidentals. Let's stay away from them. Let's stay away from the 5 notes that are not part of the key signature we're in. Let's just use the notes that are from the key we're in. So if I'm stuck writing a song, pick one of those 7 notes, throw a dart at it, and see how that inspires me. See how that makes me feel. So if I'm like, I had a song, it went like this, and I don't know what it's gonna be, and I don't know if this is good enough. That might be my song. And I might feel stuck. I always come up with that melody. It's always do-do-do. Well, then I'll pick one of the other notes. I'll pick B. Lately I've been feeling wise, but I don't just where to go. Whole new melody developed because I started on B. I'm curious what B would make me feel like. I know B will work because B is from the key of C. And all these chords are from the key of C, so it will pair nicely. Let's try F. My first note's going to try F. F, I don't know if I gonna be there tonight. Sometimes on night. Whole new different melody. So I start with a note that I know will work theoretically, and then I see where it takes me. This, by the way, is the big difference between a rock and roll and blues guitarist or other instrumentalist and a jazz instrumentalist or guitarist. A rock or blues guy will have a riff, have a packaged idea, which is great. This is not a bad thing. I do that in conversation. I'll say, oh, dang. I'll say that a lot throughout the day. It's my little phrase. Blues and rock guys have phrases. Little phrase. Or they might have phrases. Or that's a blues rock guy, but a jazz guy is going to sit back with their brandy and know, theoretically, scientifically, if you will, I know this note's going to work. I don't need to feel it. I don't need to stumble around in the dark blindly, and I don't need it. I can open my eyes. I'd like that to be here, sir, and I'd like to move this, and I'd like to pour some water there. My eyes are open, right? So that helps me when I'm songwriting because I know it's going to work. I don't know exactly how it'll make me feel, but I know it will work. If I'm making a cake, I know a certain amount of flour and eggs and sugar will work. I'm not going to go flour, eggs, and get some soil. It's like, no, you could make that into an artistic meal somehow maybe, but I don't know if it's going to work. Whereas these, I know these will pair well together. So when I get stuck with songwriting, my number one tool is to analyze the chords, the harmonic structure of this song that I'm curious to finish. And I work on the melody that way. That's the best answer I can give you. It's a long ass answer. And we got more questions. Oh shit, that could have been bad. All right, more questions that I'm going to put up on the board. Is the low six string on amplified acoustic attached to the amplification? Because I can't get that string out. Oh, I wonder what you mean by that. That we need more questions. I played Cry Me River. Touring with John Mayer was amazing. Every job I've ever had where I've been hired has been amazing because I enjoy doing a good job and making people happy. Okay, and yes, Reeve and Paris and I, we're going to do one. We are totally going to. Okay, great. Now here we go. So now we just gave an answer theoretically about how to songwrite using diatonic, using foundational structure. So tips for getting outside of diatonic. Oh, hello, sir. Hello, Josh Dumont. I like this question. So I've had in mind to bring you on here to see if the light bulb goes off. So there are a lot of things going on here. So the diatonic stuff is the stuff that makes sense. It's easily paired. But every now and then, I would love to go to a restaurant where they bring out the red wine and the beef, and then suddenly there's a Sour Patch Kid. I go, how's he going to make this work? You know, you've had those meals where you eat it, and you go, is there a mango in here? Like, we're not in a Mexican restaurant, like, or an Indian restaurant. Like, is there a mango? And they go, yeah, we add mango to the burger, a little bit on top. Okay, wow. Like, bravo. Never would have thought of that combination. That's what we're doing musically when we craft, like a chef would, when we craft things for the listener. So first thing I could say is if you want to get out of diatonic soloing. I'm assuming you're talking about diatonic improvisation. That's an assumption here. You can comment if I'm right or wrong. And you might be talking about songwriting. It's slightly different. So diatonic improvising is about, I know this will work, and then I'll see where it leads me. If you want to step outside of that, there are a few options. One is superimposing a different mode. So if my diatonic thing is mostly a major scale or a minor scale, what are my other modes? That's only 2 of the 7 modes I can have, right? So what if instead of playing a C major scale, I play a C Lydian mode? I just change that note to have an F sharp now. So I can superimpose that if the chord that's being played by the band doesn't have a suspension. If they're playing C major 7, C major 6, or C6 rather, I don't know, even C dominant 7, I can still use that Lydian note. If they start playing F naturals in their chord, and I probably don't want to introduce a, probably not. So I'll listen closely and I'll start to superimpose modes. I'll throw Lydian on top of it. I'll throw mixed Lydian on top. If the song's in a minor key, I'll superimpose Dorian over it. See how that feels. I probably don't want to do it on the 2 chord because that half diminish is going to have the flat 6 of the key, and that'll rub. Again, one of those moments will happen, but I try to be mindful of that. So I could, if I see it minor, I could do Dorian. I could do kind of Phrygian, actually. Yeah, totally do Phrygian. And maybe Locrian if I'm feeling really weird. So I look for those sort of things. Now, if I really want to step outside of diatonic, that's when I want to go into maybe harmonic minor modes, melodic minor modes, maybe diminished scale stuff, maybe whole tone scale stuff. And then the number one thing of all, the number one best scale of all, use your ear. So you've been to maybe a rally before, or a church service or something, where the pastor gets up there, the public speaker gets up there and goes, let's say it's a conference for tech geeks who love tech. And the guy goes, tap, 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 the mic on. All right, I'm the head keynote speaker at today's tech conference, and tech is dead. Tech is dying. Tech is over. The audience is like, wait, why did we pay him to be the keynote? We need him to promote tech. And then he goes, and the reason why is because the AI revolution is upon us, and it's going to be great. And then the audience cheers. Wow, you really turned that story around. I thought he was going to be crapping on us, but he was doing the opposite. Similar stuff happens when improvising musically. So I can choose, and I have my looper set up. So let's give an example of this. So if I have, I'll be in D minor right now. I can choose any of the 12 notes that aren't the note D or the other 11 notes, and I'll use it as a launch pad. You'll think initially, this guy can't play. And then I'll say, I actually did this on purpose. Just like the guy at the tech conference. I said something that was controversial musically to bring you into the fact that actually I was 2 steps ahead of you. You thought, this idiot can't even play. And this is what jazz guys do a lot. So check it out. Let's see if this is working. Let's see. Is it? Oh, wow. Why is that happening? No, I don't want that. Turn that off. How do I turn that off? Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, cool. So that might have been weird. Let's do it again. Let's get a better bass line going. So great. We're in D Dorian. Okay, so that note does not have this key. But if I play a note using my ear, I can say, this might be fun if I went down a half step or up a half step to resolve it. Let's try another weird note. Now I'm being very diatonic now, right? Well, let's see if I can get less diatonic. So I'll superimpose a mode that's not happening. This is Dorian. I'm going to go into harmonic minor. So that's me doing a different sort of scalar mode. Let's try Phrygian. Coltrane was all about this sort of thing. That's a fun mode. It works over this because the bass line's walking, so I can superimpose a mode. How about Locrian? As long as I resolve it, the audience goes, what? Oh, cool. He's smart. What about, Aeolian, yeah. You get the idea. Now, because you asked a great question, I'm just going to jam over this because it's fun. So here we go. Let's see what comes up. Cool. Having fun here. We're just messing around. Now, guys, I got about 8 minutes left on this thing before Instagram goes, because once every hour they say, you've done an hour, just stop. So we're going to be stopping soon. But I'd love to hear more questions. We got so many theory questions. How do you work on getting the sounds out of these modes, scales in your ears? Okay, great question. John Dorney, great question. I wish you'd type that in so I could put that on the screen so people know what I'm answering. If you want to add the question in there, John, that might help us because I want to answer that. Also, by the way, these things are done better in a private lesson. But I think this is a fun way to get through the times. If you're nerdy like me, I love going on YouTube and learning about astrophysics and stuff. So maybe you're like me. You want to learn about theory, even though you might never apply it. So, all right. So your question, John Dorney, was how do you work on getting the sounds of these mode scales in your ears? How did you learn English? How does that guy in Barcelona learn how to speak Catalan, right? How did they heard the language? And I'm not trying to sound rude by saying it that way. That truly is the way to do it. So it takes recognizing when these things are happening first. So when I hear a film score, last night I was watching Interstellar with my girlfriend, and I was like, Lydian. And then I realized, I just did an Instagram live where I talked about that mode a little bit. Let's put a video up, and you can hear it. You can hear. This is the score. It was something like this, and then it ended. It was really tense. It was cool. So recognize it, and then now that you've recognized it, realize, that made me feel this way, and then put it into your playing. It's going to be hard to just do it mathematically and do the theory thing and just go, it'll show up one day. Hearing the language spoken and seeing how other people inject it into their material is probably the best way to do it. A lot of kids used to ask me with my old band Carney, they say, what are you doing on Amelie? It's so weird and kitschy. All I was really doing was on the one chord, I was doing a lot of Lydian. And then when the C diminished chord happened, I, in my mind, realized it's not a C diminished chord. And there's no way to really properly explain this, so I'll just say it, but just trust me on the theory here, this is accurate. The C diminished chord in the song that my brother wrote was not really a C diminished chord. It was a B7 flat 9 chord without its root. The function of the C diminished chord was to go to E major. It resolved to E. So in my mind, I went, really, that's B dominant 7. Says C diminished. Very different chord to most people. But 2 of the notes in there are the 5 and the 3 of B dominant 7. In fact, the 7 of B dominant 7 is even in there. So this is really a B7 flat 9 chord. what did that allow me to do? I used B whole tone over that C diminished chord. It's all about function and analysis, right? I used C diminished, obviously, the diminished whole half diminished scale. The whole half gave me the sharp 9 and the major third of the B chord. I do B whole tone over it. I'll give you an example of how these sounds work. So, sorry, here's how it sounds. I'll go straight to the chord. No, actually, hold on. I'll do 2 bars of the chord. 4 bars. I messed up, but close enough for now. So, E major. Right? So, I might do E major. And I might do C Lydian over that C chord, or even C major, maybe, probably not. Because there's an F sharp in C Lydian, and there's an F sharp in E major, so more common tones the better for the traditional listener. Okay, so on this C diminished chord right now, I'm going to do a B whole tone scale. Shouldn't make any sense, and it'll sound weird, but check it out. So a lot of these kitschy things come from analysis for me. I'll do C melodic minor over this time. Again, if you know the context of what you're soloing over, you're allowed to break a lot of rules. Because in a universe by itself, C melodic minor over a C diminished chord makes no sense. But once you properly analyze it, I see where it's going. Funny. We got 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, y'all, and then I gotta go because Instagram will kick me off, and I don't want to keep doing these things and make them too long. Who's coming to my show on Monday night? Stage It. So here's the deal. I have played in Japan the past couple of years, small venues, but people are so nice to come to these shows. I don't take it for granted that 150 people will come to a show of mine in Japan and Tokyo. That's like, what? I'm not doing arenas the way that maybe I was envisioning when I was, 25 years old with Carney and all that stuff, but I'm really grateful for it. So those people can watch this show. The people in Europe, I went on a small headlining tour in 2015 with my, pretty big tour for me, 12-date tour, solo headlining tour. Those people can watch this show. I've gone to Mexico for 2 years at this amazing festival in Todos Santos. Those people can watch. And I realized, man, this might be the most viewed concert I've ever had if I promote it properly. So I'm going to go on my little email list tonight, send out a blast, everyone come to the show. I think tickets are cheap. I mean, and they all benefit musicians who are out of work right now and all that. But I really hope you guys are able to come on the internet to this show. It'll be a full concert. I'll have my big, nice sound system. I have to shout them out because they gave that to me for playing at their booth at NAMM, and it was very nice of them. So I have to remember the exact brand name before I say it out loud. So I'll wait for the next Instagram live. But yeah, I'm going to be using a live show in my little studio. It'll be great. It'll be really great. I got the guitars, I got the pedals, all that stuff. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys Monday night. Thank you so much to Corey Harper for coming on in here and doing this, man. That was so fun to have you, man. How to target that modal note, how to develop that. Yeah, man. My friend from India, whose name I forget how to pronounce, Nabyajot and Swargi. I forget your first name. Which one of those is your first name? Look for the non 1, 3, 5, and 7. If it's the 1, 3, 5, and 7, that's going to be the triadic foundation of your tonal center. So look for the 2. Look for the 6. Look for the 4. Those will in general be the unique notes in the keys. Unless you're playing a different chord. If you're on the 2 chord of the song, then those will sound like the 1, 3, 5, 7. So you got to just notice what chord you're playing and play the notes that are not in that chord, but are in the key. Does that make sense? How do you jam in chord tones over chord changes? Yeah, okay, so that's a long answer, actually. You're going to want to know what notes you're playing. It's hard when you're playing chords like this. You know, you got to be aware of the fact that this is 3, 7, 1, 5, and that these notes are G sharp, D sharp, E, B. When you know those notes, you'll start to find on the fretboard, oh, I want to play not that note. I'll play an F sharp. You know, here's the chord. I'll play an F sharp. I'll play that note. It's like a very Rufus Wainwright type of sound. All right, this is about to end, y'all, so I should end it now. Please come with all these nerdy theory questions tomorrow night, 7 p.m., same bad time, same bad place, a Batman reference. Reeve Carney is not my little bro, he's my older bro, okay? Don't let this beard fool you. I'm younger. How dare you, Brian Burke? Blocked. Just kidding. Just messing around. How did you go about improving your picking speed? We talking about nose picking? What are we talking about, bro? Damn. Just kidding. I practice slowly, and my picking speed's not even that good. I guarantee a bunch of players can blow me out the water with this. I'm like a hybrid picking economy picker. My left hand's fast. My right hand's like, eh. I can do, but although my right hand's really fast tremolo picking. But like actual metal shit, I'm not very good at it. So I decided to become an economy picker. I also like the tone better that way. I'm not super into every note must be equal. I don't talk to you and go, hello, how are you today? Are you having a good day? Like, hey, how are you today? Are you having a good day? I have inflection. I think that's lost on some performers. Or maybe I'm just saying that because I'm jealous I can't pick that well. Probably that. Dog, you play guitar nicely. Shut the fuck up. Yo, man, great concert. Shut up. I like that, man. I like that attitude. Abdul, you're my man. Hell yeah. I don't have perfect pitch. I just haven't really developed relative pitch. I can see the room musically. There's a cup. There's a chair. I don't always have the colors. Like, it's a maroon tone, but I don't have the exact color of it. But once I hear the key it's in, that becomes maroon, that's blue, that's green. I get relativity. Shut the front udge. Yo, man, you better shut the front udge. If you don't shut the front udge, I swear. I'm not trying to troll you, Abdul. I'm just, you're joking at me. I'm joking back. It's good-natured ribbing. So let's do this tomorrow night. We'll do all the theory questions. I love that you're all here with this. We'll start it off. Maybe I'll put up my little whiteboard, and it'll say, like, theory questions, go. And then I'll answer them. Yeah, guys, you guys are great. I'm going to go now because I'm supposed to have dinner at this time. And I'll leave you with tones because the video will end in about a minute or two. So I'll leave you with a loop, okay? With this.